Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, peace and blessings upon the Messenger's family and his companions. The topic of this week was taking advantage of the month of Dhul Hijjah. Dear brothers and sisters, it is with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's blessing that all of our days are not the same, and that there are many days and times that we can worship with added rewards, or increase in status, or forgiveness of bad deeds. And it is truly the one who is blessed and successful who benefits from these gifts. The Imam mentioned a hadith in which the Prophet ﷺ said, "Strive to do good all your life, but be ready for Allah's gifts, as He has gifts that come from His mercy to give to whoever He wishes from His slaves, and ask Him to cover you and remove your fear." Dear brothers and sisters, although we live a short life, we have been given great blessings and opportunities in our lives. As if these actions once taken, it almost extends a life. For example, 1,000 months worship in one night, as is mentioned in the Quran, for the night in Ramadan. And just like this, we have a blessed time in this month, and that is the first 10 nights of this month, as is mentioned to us by scholars. It is said that this is the period mentioned in the first ayat of Surah Al-Fajr, as is sworn on by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Alongside this, we know that the blessing of this period of this year is attributed to the Hajj being performed, as well as the sacrifice of Qurbani that is done. We also know that this is the period in which our religion was completed, i.e. the day of Arafah. In fact, the most blessed of days is the day of Arafah, a blessed day in which millions will be performing and completing their Hajj this year, inshallah. However, for us non-Hajjis, the blessing of this day is also available in the form of forgiveness of sins, as is mentioned in the hadith relayed to us by the Imam. It is translated to say that the Prophet ﷺ said, "Fast the day of Arafah, for indeed I anticipate that Allah will forgive the sins of the year after it and the year before it." And so, if it is difficult to fast in any of these days, we should aim to fast in the day of Arafah in order to benefit from this blessing from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We shouldn't forget also, alongside the fasting of the day of Arafah, is the blessing of the supplications or du'as made to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on this day. The Prophet ﷺ is reported to have said, "The best of supplication is the supplication of the day of Arafah. And the best of what I and the prophets before me have said is, none has the right to be worshipped but Allah alone, without partner. To Him belongs all that exists, and to Him belongs the praise, and He is powerful over all things." And so we conclude with 5 practical tips we should embark upon to make the most of this period. Number 1, increase in good deeds. This is the time to step it up a gear. The Imam relayed a hadith in relation to this, in which the Prophet ﷺ said, "There are no days in which righteous deeds are more beloved to Allah than those 10 days. They said, "O Messenger of Allah, not even jihad in Allah's cause." The Messenger of Allah said, "Not even jihad in Allah's cause, unless a man went out with himself and his wealth and not return from that with anything." Number 2, pray all 3rd prayers in the masjid and in the first row if possible. Alongside this, increase in the sunnah prayers as to maximize the reward for the period we are in. Number 3, as mentioned before, we should use this time to fast as much as possible for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and at the very least during the day of Arafah. Number 4, we should be as charitable as possible during this time. The Imam mentioned a hadith in relation to this, which is translated to say, Allah's Messenger ﷺ said, "If one give in charity what equals 1 date fruit from the honestly earned money, and Allah accepts only the honestly earned money, Allah takes it in His right hand and then enlarges its reward for that person who has given it. As any one of you brings up his baby horse, such as it's become as big as a mountain." It gives you an idea of the perspective. And lastly, number 5, we should aim to increase our dhikr or remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Whether this is through increase in supplication or through some other act of worship, this is the time to remember Him, as He has blessed us with a great reward in these 10 days. Dear brothers and sisters, we can see that we have now entered the blessed time of the year, and next week we will be in the midst of preparing for this blessed day of Arafah, as well as preparing for the festival of Eid. However, we must not lose sight of the reward we can gain between now and then, as we are now in the blessed period, as mentioned in today's reminder. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala enable us to benefit from these 10 days. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala enable us to fast on the day of Arafah, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us reward of these 10 days. Ameen. Walhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen.